Hey gang, this is Mike with MrNoFluff.com, and let's talk about Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies. Now, I want to say that when I first heard about cryptocurrencies in 2016, um, I thought they were fake. I thought it was a scam. Okay, just like what happened to me in real estate investing in 2006 when the market had crashed and I realized I can buy properties via owner financing without going to a bank. I could just take over people's payment. I thought it was a scam. So I put my little foot in there into the water and then tested out the water, and then I became a hardcore true believer of it. Same thing with cryptocurrencies. That's right, Neo. Um, 2016, when I started doing my due diligence, I thought they were scam. Okay. But now, 2019, and since the market has crashed, I've been heavily getting into cryptocurrencies from Bitcoin to Litecoin to Neo, EOS. I mean, a variety of different stuff. Okay. Um, and what I want to share with you is my experiences of investing in cryptocurrencies. Just in the last 2 or 3 days, we've seen a 19% gain in Bitcoin. Okay. Now, many of you guys know that Bitcoin was like $19,000 per coin, and it started crashing down all the way to 11.5. That's when I started got into it, all the way down to 3,500. Okay, which I was investing, accumulating all throughout the process. And from 3,500 to what it is today, which is $5,000 in a very short period of time, and which makes me very excited that cryptocurrencies move so quick. So, in matter of days, you can see a significant amount of jump into the price, unlike the traditional stock market. Which brings me to the idea why all these big guys from the New York NASDAQ, Fidelity, Facebook, JP Morgan, Visa, so many, Samsung, they're all getting into cryptocurrencies. Now we're at the very, very, very beginning phase of Bitcoin. Um, and I'm talking about the very, very beginning phase of it. Just like if you have a cell phone, you have to remember that cell phones didn't just come like that. First, there was a device called the pager. Okay, many of you guys don't even know what a pager is, but first it was a device called a pager where someone would call you and text you a phone number for you to call them back. Okay, then from that it became the big phone that you put on your shoulders, and it was a mobile phone, and then came this little skinny phones to what we have iPhone. So it was a process. And so we're in the infancy stage of the protocol of cryptocurrencies. Like Bitcoin is a protocol, just like email, like SMTP or Pop-up 3 or HTTP. It's the protocol phase. So this is why I'm so excited, because this is the very beginning phase of cryptocurrencies. Now, without a doubt in my mind, this is not financial advice, but without a doubt in my mind, I know and I'm betting that Bitcoin is going to be the future, just like your email is your future today. Just like the internet has revolutionized so many different industries, from Amazon, where you order something and they deliver it to your door, all the way down to, where you can have Wi-Fi anywhere you go, or you have voice over IP, where I can talk to someone in India without spending thousands of dollars. Before, it wasn't like that. The landline companies made all the money. Then cell phones came, and then voice over IP, which decreased the cost. And the same thing is happening with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin eliminates a lot of the middleman. Who are some of these middlemen? Well, Visa, right? If you look around, I brought to you guys that Kroger is leaving Visa because they're trying to paying all these fees. Some of you guys never own a business, and you don't know how much we pay in credit card fees. For example, when I own my moving company, every year I would pay anywhere from $40,000 to $60,000 just to to accept credit card. Okay, so think about that. That's like a full-time employee that you can hire top level, or not top, but medium level, to work for you versus paying Visa. So Bitcoins is going to eliminate the middleman. Okay, like the Bank of America, Chase, Visa, PayPal's. Okay, why are these middlemen important to eliminate them? Well, one idea is fractional reserve lending. For example, when you deposit money into a bank, they are able to lend it out so many times to other people, which causes inflation, which causes debt. And that's why we're in the crisis that we are today. And that's why we're constantly getting crisis like in the 1930s, the 2006 real estate crash, the dot-com crash. And that's all because of the Federal Reserve. They print money. They're not part of the government. They print money, and having middleman, it's just not good because of inflation. Because someone's at the printing press printing money. The other thing is that an elite group gets to control everything. Okay, um, and they control the economy. So by eliminating the middleman, like through Bitcoin, it's going to bring the power to you and me. And Bitcoin is something that no corporation owns, no government owns. So it's not a fiat where it's like Canada or Great Britain or Chinese paper money. No one owns it. It's worldwide. There's no corporation holding that information. For example, it's not like Facebook where they own all your information. It's not like Apple where they have all your information. It's no one's information. The information is on the blockchain. So no one's business, and it's no one's money. It's the people's money. And in a sense, it brings freedom because if you ever use Western Union, for example, if you have virtual assistants, like I teach you guys how to hire people in third world countries for 75 cents an hour to work for your business, okay? Instead of hire someone in America paying them minimum wage or paying them $50 or $100 an hour, you could hire someone in India or China or Pakistan for 75 cents an hour, which is a lot of money for them. Okay. Well, when you hire these VAs, when you send them the money, a lot of these countries don't accept PayPal, and the ones that do, they don't. The people, you have to send them some kind of money like Western Union, MoneyGram. Well, what you don't understand is these guys take so much of the money. Oh, almost like such a big chunk, like 30%, 33%, just to do the transaction. So that's a big chunk of money. So if you have one VA, it might not matter. But what if you have 10 VAs and you're paying 33% off each VA? Now imagine just having cryptocurrencies like Bitcoins, and you tell your VA, hey, download this wallet. And with a click of a button, I can send them as much as money as I want. It's almost instantaneous. It may cost me 5 cents or $1. Okay. Versus me going to Western Union, giving them this money, wait a couple of days, then have to give a code to my VA. They got to go to a local Western Union to collect their money. And on top of that, we do all the work, and the Western Union takes 33% of the money. Another great reason why I like Bitcoins is because if you ever had a merchant account, not only do you have to pay so much money, like I said, in my company, I would pay $40,000 to $60,000 a year. That's just the 2 or 3% that they charge. So, but on top of that, there was a lot of chargebacks. With cryptocurrencies, there is no chargeback. So if someone pays you, they cannot go to the bank and try to do a refund. And because there's just so many scammy people out there, they're running scams, and it costs a lot of money for the merchant in fees, in administration work to respond to the chargebacks. And this is another thing I love cryptos, because once someone sends the money, there is no refund unless the business owner decides to give them a refund. So people cannot just come and steal your stuff and run with it, okay? Which decreases the expenditure of the transaction. Another reason why I love cryptocurrencies is because it gives you and me power. We don't have to ask permission from a banker, like, hey, can I open a banking account, or hey, can I send some money to, for example, um, when I was investing in gold, and I went to my bank and I wanted to buy a big sum amount of gold, and I had to do a wire transfer. They were so nosy. They want to know, why am I selling it? Why am I doing this? And I'm thinking, it's none of your business, dude. It's my money, right? I can do whatever I want with it. So it eliminates asking permission. Can we send in money here? Can I receive? You don't need to do that. Okay, it's a borderless payment system. It's almost instantaneous. No government agency owns it. No bank owns it, which brings power to you and me. So going back to the story, Bitcoin's in my mind, it's the future. This is not financial advice or anything like that, but in my mind, it's the future, and I'm heavily invested into it and other cryptocurrencies, and I'm excited that we've got a significant gain, and I believe that as times go along, the price of Bitcoin is just going to be so big that we can't even understand what it is. Why? Because there's not enough Bitcoin for everyone in the world. Like, no one can get a one full Bitcoin, everyone around the world. There's not enough one Bitcoin for all the millionaires in America. So let me say that again. There's not enough Bitcoin for every millionaire to get one Bitcoin. There's not enough for everyone to get one Bitcoin, millionaires in America. So think about what I just said. Okay. And they're not printing it anymore. It's not inflated like the Federal Reserve. No one controls it. And now there's a lot of companies like Facebook, or they're in the process of developing their own um, cryptocurrencies. Okay. Visa, you know, same thing. They're running ads to hire blockchain developers because they see that they're going to get cut off. You know, why would anyone want to use Visa as a business owner or as a consumer when you can pay with cryptocurrencies and get a bigger discount? Because the Visa is taking, like I said, 50, 40 to $60,000 just from my business, and there's millions of other businesses out there just because I accept Visa. Okay, so if I could get that money savings, I could pass that along to my customers. That said, cryptocurrencies is the thing of the future, just like pagers brought in cell phones, just like the internet brought in, Amazon brought in pop-up threes, STMPs, emails, all this revolution, okay, voice over IPs, so on and so on. Cryptocurrencies are going to bring the world together, where, you know, a small business owner from India can actually transact with a business owner in America without all the political hoops that they have to jump through. Okay, and they can just scan it, boom, and money is delivered. Okay, now let's talk about some of the cryptocurrencies that I like, guys. All right, let me know if you guys own any cryptocurrencies, guys, and if you do, what do you own? I know this guy on here talking about Neo. Yeah, I love Neo. I'm kind of sad that it's been taking a big hit, man. You know, this, considering Binance took them off the exchange, considering a lot of the different exchanges are taking away Neo off their platform, so the price has gone down, which you know, sucks. Now, let me tell you the mistake that I made, guys. All right, when I got into cryptocurrencies, you know, I understood what decentralized was, right? But I didn't really understand it. What do I mean? Like, I bought investments like Neo. I bought investments like other products like Bitcoin Cash. I bought, you know, a lot of different companies that were companies. And some of these companies went under. Some of these companies, you know, got mad at each other and they split off into different forks. And which really helped me realize that, hey, what it really means to be decentralized. Decentralized means that it's growing by itself, right? There's no one having a marketing company for it. There's no company for it. You know, it's open source. And those are very important, because if everyone gets on a board and no one controls it in the sense of like ownership of it or printing wise of it, it's more powerful than, let's say, Ripple, okay, XRP, when the company owns it, or Litecoin or Ethereum, etc. So I really learned that lesson really good. And now I invested in a variety of different coins. If I could go back and do it all over again, I would probably put 80% into Bitcoin and 20% into shitty coins, right? But what I did is I want to take massive risks because I felt like I had missed out in 2006, right? Or 2016. So I got 20% Bitcoin, 80% shitty coins, which were massive risks, but with massive returns. Um, what are some of the shitty coins that I've got? Like Ethereum, EOS, Dash, Monero, Litecoin, so many, Neo. I just can't go off and just name it. Stellar, so many different things, right? But if I could go back and rewind time, I would just do Bitcoin, guys, versus some of the shitty coins. Now, some of the shitty coins are going to get the most um, bang for my money, right? I mean, if they hit, they're going to hit good. But I know that I'm going to lose. If I had 10 of these investments, I'm going to lose 8 of them, and only maybe 1 or 2 will hit. But those 1 or 2 that are going to hit are going to make up for the 8 that I lost. So the shitty coins, as they say in the crypto world, when they hit, they're going to hit right. But a lot of them are not going to hit, and that's the bad thing, right? So this is not financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. But if you guys are going to buy cryptocurrencies, Coinbase is a place that I like to use to get started. Binance is a good place to get started, and I included a link below. So if you want to use the link below, if you buy $100, you'll get $10 worth of Bitcoin, and I'll get $10 worth of Bitcoin. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Go ahead and click the like button. Let's see if I have any comments. Thanks, Bravo. Flex. Good, man. I have some Litecoins too, man. Yep. Oh yeah, Tron. That's right. I got some Tron too, man. Don't forget about that. Tron's been doing really, really great. I didn't think they were going to do great, but I put a lot of money into it. Was when the market has started to crash. So yeah, it seems like they're in the news all the time. They bought over the Torrent idea, where if you give bootleg at any movies or books, you ever use the torrent software, and now I think they're going to set it up where people are going to get money for it, for just seeding those torrent files and so on and so on. So it sounds pretty interesting. I do have a lot of Tron, but I'm not sure which one's going to hit. But I for sure know that Bitcoin is the one to be, because no one owns it and controls it. Okay, and if I could, like I said, if I could rewind the clock back, I would just go 80% into Bitcoin. That's why I've been stacking a lot of Bitcoins versus any other shitty coins. I think I'm done with the shitty coins, even though I have them. They're cheap, and like I said, if they hit, they're gonna hit good. For example, Tron might be, I don't remember, like, I can't remember what it is, but I mean it's less than, it's pennies, right? Um, so therefore, if for example, if I put $100 in Tron, you would get a lot of Tron, but it will hit really good. Let's see, Steam. That's right. Hey, dude, that's right. Steam is a really good one. Thanks for bringing it up. Okay, guys, Steam is really good because you can go to Steam it, and just it's like a social media platform, but instead of Facebook taking all your data, monetizing it, and selling it to other companies like myself when I market on Facebook, with Steam, when you post, you get Steam, you get crypto coins for your posting. So it's pretty cool. And I do have Steam coins because of posting on Steam it. Thanks, man, for bringing that up. Awesome, man. Yeah, appreciate you. Yeah, I sure do have some Steam. Thanks for leaving that message. I'll put it on there. I can't remember. I think it's Steam / My Real Estate Dojo, or at My Real Estate Dojo, something like that. Thanks for leaving the Steam. I definitely like Steam too, but I'm getting it just from posting. Okay, Tron, he said it's 2 cents. Thanks for bringing that up, man. So, for example, if someone invests $100 in Tron, you can see you're gonna get a lot of Tron, right? It's like at 2 cents. Now, the supply is a lot bigger than Bitcoin. I think it's like 66 billion or something. I can't remember. I don't have it in front of me, guys. I don't have a photographic memory, but I think it's 66 billion or something like that. So at 2 cents, if it goes to, let's say, $3, you put $100 in, you can see how much it's going to grow, right? And if it goes to zero, well, then adios amigos, your $100. Okay. All right. Let's see what other people are saying. Okay. Um, Someone was talking about proof of work and proof of stake. You know, I'm not sure which one's going to win. I'm going to let the IT guys figure that out. But I like both of them. I like proof of work because you have to expend energy. It's kind of like mining for gold, right? You got to have the tractors, you got to have the manpower, you got to have the place to filter it, and then bring it to the market. That's what Bitcoin's like. Okay, and the other version is where you buy cryptocurrencies and you stake them, right? And then you get some kind of reward. Kind of like if you have money in the bank back in the days when banks paid interest, which they don't anymore. It's very, very low. It's kind of like that idea where you have 100,000 or you have $1 million and you put it into the bank, and the bank will give you 8% or 3% or whatever scheme they have. So that's the two difference. Proof of work and stacking your coins. I'm not sure which is going to work. I think they both make logical sense. There might be a hybrid version of it. So I'm not an expert in that aspect. Now, what I think is going to happen with Bitcoins, I think that the market crashes, which is where right around the pop of the real estate market, the pop of the stock market, not only in America, but in Great Britain, in Germany, in Australia, in Canada. You can just look around and everywhere is a crazy madness, especially in France. That there's marches, there's a yellow vest movement week after week. So people can't keep up with the cost of expenses. I think that when the market pops, cryptocurrencies are going to just skyrocket, dude. And same thing with gold. I think that they're going to skyrocket. That's why I got into gold in 2016 when the market had tanked, guys. Great question. All right, someone was asking about XRP, dude. That's a very good question. This is not financial advice; it's just my opinion, dude. But you have to realize that who's enslaving you, right? Who's enslaving you? Federal Reserve, central bankers, right? They're printing money. So XRP is going to help the slave masters, right? The slave masters are the bankers. So XRP is a coin for these guys to transact. Now, a lot of people are going to make money in XRP. I'm not going to invest in XRP because I don't support that movement. The reason I like Bitcoin is because it's not centralized. No company owns it. It can be redone. Like, so someone sends you money, they can go back and redo it. You can get audited with guys with guns that can come to your office. So XRP, we know who owns it. We know the corporation. We know what their intentions are, which is to help the bankers. And the whole revolution of cryptocurrencies is to eliminate those guys, not to give them tools and support them for them to come. I don't want Visa to win. I don't want JP Morgan to win. I don't want Bank of America to win. What I want is the average person. I don't want to eliminate that. Just like technology has eliminated so many different aspects. Like, for example, phone lines. People don't use phone lines anymore because they have a mobile. So before, to make a call from here to Canada would cost you an arm and a leg. To make a call from here to India will cost you an arm and a leg. But because of mobile phones, because of internet now, because of voice over IP, I can talk to someone in India for free on Skype, right? So I don't support XRP. I'm sure you can make money in it, but I don't want to put my money into something that I don't believe in. I believe in empowering the people. That's why I like Bitcoin. No one owns it. No bank owns it. No country owns it. It's the people's money, as I like to say it. But I'm sure people can make money in XRP, but it's not going to be me. The other thing that I don't like, what I think is stupid, is stable coins, guys. I mean, there's so many stable coins coming out, right? Everywhere. Stable coins. To me, that's the Ponzi scheme too, because what it is, for example, the fiat. Doesn't matter if it's China, Great Britain, or America, but let's talk about the US dollar. So you have the US dollar that's not backed by anything. It's fiat. It's about to go bust. That's why we're having so much turbulence in the stock market. That's why we're having so much booms and busts in the history of the Federal Reserve. Okay, so we have a paper that has no value. Now a stable coin goes on top of this. Now it's supporting something that has no value. That's the dumbest thing ever, right? Because really, it used to be gold. Then the dollar was a representation of gold. Right? You could redeem your dollar for gold. Now the gold is gone. It's just a dollar, which is not backed by anything. And now we're going to have a crypto that's on top of something that's not backed by anything. I mean, that's the craziest thing. It's like a black hole on top of a black hole. So I don't own any stable coins, and I'm not going to support any banks. I mean, there's banks already. For example, there's a bank I think in Switzerland, I might be mistaken, that came out with their own stable coin, and they're saying that we'll give you 8% interest if you buy our cryptos. So if you're buying their cryptos, you're going to give you 8% annual interest. It's kind of like back in the days when banks were actually giving you interest on your checking account, on your savings account. Not today, but back in the days, right? So if you had $1 million and you could live off that because of the profits you would get end of the year, right? Today, it's not like that. Today, actually, we have a negative. So if you have money in your bank, you're actually going to go negative, not because the money shrinks, because your buying power shrinks because of the Federal Reserve printing money, right? And inflation, which is inflation, right? So having money today, not only you're not getting no interest, but you're also having a phantom loss through inflation. So your buying power gets less and less. Where this bank, I believe in Switzerland, they're saying, hey, if you buy your cryptos as a stable coin, we'll give you 8% interest, which is not a bad deal back considering to the institution banking idea, but we're in the verge of eliminating these guys. Now, if people support our XRP, if people support these stable coins, and more and more banks are going to create their own stable coins. Like probably Facebook is going to create their own stable coin. They've already started working on cryptocurrencies. They're in talks with exchanges to list them. There's a big movement going on that's not being broadcasted on NBC and CBN because the people of power don't want something revolutionary that's going to dethrone them. One example is, for example, the internet has dethroned NBC, CNN, Fox. Why? Because there's so many different ways to get news today. You don't have to just go to the Fox. You can get on YouTube, right? There's people on YouTube that have more subscribers than Fox or NBC, and that's why they're losing subscribers. Okay, so the internet has empowered the people. So not to get the information from just the big guys that have, that own so many different stuff. There's only a few corporations that own so many stuff at your grocery store. If you don't believe it, I could do a video about that, guys. Anyway, so the future, I think, is cryptocurrencies and gold, right? And I'm not down for XRP, nor am I down for any stable coin, because stable coins is the biggest joke ever, because you have something that has no value sitting on something else that has no value. So 0 plus 0 equals what, guys? 0. 0 plus 0 doesn't equal gold or value, dude. You know what I mean? Now, if that fiat money, paper money, was backed by gold, and then we had a stable coin, then that might work. But why would anyone invest in a stable coin? I have no idea when it's backed on Canada fake money or US fake money or Great Britain fake money, because none of these things are backed with anything. They're printing the money. And they're starting to print right now. They're helicoptering this stuff out to people. You don't believe me? Well, why do you think all these corporations are buying back their stocks, right? They're buying their stocks because central bankers are giving them almost free, ultra low interest rates. In the history of America, interest rates have never been this low before, right? So they're getting this free money, debt, and buying their stocks. The stock market is going up and up and up. Now, there's so many different flags that saying we're about to have the biggest crash ever, but stock market is going up and up, dude. Anyways, guys, let's see what else we have. Okay, someone asked me, do I see that Bravo, do I see that stocks are going to be transferring into cryptocurrencies? Absolutely. Okay. And someone says that the next stock crash is going to be that exact idea where we're going to be tokenizing, real estate, where we're going to be tokenizing stocks, where we're going to be okay. That's why ICE, which is a company from the New York Stocks Exchange, is getting into cryptos as we are speaking, dude, because they're going to do that. All right. In my opinion. Good question, guys. All right. Before I forget, guys, go ahead and click like. Let me know if you're in cryptocurrencies and what state you're in. And last but not least, I've hit 11,000 subscribers. And so what we're going to do is we're having a massive fire sale on all my real estate products at mrnofluff.com. So mrnofluff.com. Everything's massively off. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to thank you guys. And I know that the crash is right around the corner. And there's all kinds of deals that are starting to pop up that wasn't around 6 months ago, that was not around a year ago. mainstream media is starting to come out and saying real estate is starting to slow down. They're coming slowly but surely, but it's already here, and it's a great opportunity to make money. Okay, some of the ways you can make money in this upcoming crash, like I talked about, is you can do a short sales because a lot of people are going to be upside down. You're going to do loan modifications, and my favorite is what's called subject to investing, which is you don't need a credit, you don't need a lot of cash. All you do is market to motivated sellers and people that are behind on their payments, or people going through divorces, people that have lost a lot of money in their stocks, etc. You market these people, and all you do is just take over their house payments. It's just that simple. Now, there's a lot of moving pieces into it, but I'm just zooming out. If you zoom in, there's a lot of moving pieces. Okay, but simply put, I just step into the seller's shoes and I just take over their payments. And guess what? They're going to have ultra low interest rate because interest rate has never been this low in the history of America. Okay. And what does that mean? Well, ultra low interest rates means massive cash cow. Why? Because the rentals, unlike interest rates, are going up and up and up. Okay. And when the crash comes and people start losing their homes through foreclosures, etc., the demand for rentals are even going to skyrocket even more, which means the rental prices are going to even go up higher than what they are. But even if they don't go any higher and they are just what they are right now, which is the ultra high rents, interest rates on the payment on the house that I took over is going to be ultra low, 2-3%, which means that whenever I pay the principal, interest, tax, insurance, which is called PITI, once that clears out, there's going to be a big chunk of spread from the fair market rental price to where the debt payment services are. Okay, it's going to be significant. And how much do I think spread? 50, 60, 70%, depends on the area what the rental is, but easily. I mean, you're going to easily be able, I'm going to easily be able to find properties that are $500, $600, $700 a month, positive cash flowing, and I don't even have to go to a bank to get a loan. I'll just take over the seller's payments, pay for their closing, maybe give them a free move. You know, it depends on how much equity they have. I might even give them a little money. And if they don't have that much equity, if there is no equity, I just pay for their closing, pay for their move. That's it, guys. I just take over their payments and I turn around, I'll sell it. This time I'm going to do a lot of Airbnb and just chop the rooms up and get maximum cash flow. And I'll just do some normal renting as well. You know, I'm a professional landlord. I've been doing it since 2006. So that's where my niche is. I'm not going to do any fix and flips and stuff. I don't like that. I don't like the amount of time it takes. I don't like the profit margins in fix and flips. I don't like to manage a lot of people. I don't like all that headaches. And I definitely don't like to deal with real estate agents. So I don't like to do fix and flips. I like to do rentals, and I like to buy in subject to, especially in this upcoming crash. So, guys, thanks for watching, guys. Click the like button, share, and see you at MrNoFluff.com. Don't forget 50% off because we hit 11,000 subscribers. See you guys.